Hey everyone, it's Friday the 24th of October and it's almost 10 o'clock in the evening. Now for today's video I do have some diecast to take a look at. Not a great deal. I had a package with 5 models in arrive yesterday. I found a few models in a charity shop this afternoon. All of them apart from one are the right scale for 00 gauge, so they're 1/76 scale. And one is a Matchbox Super Kings model. And some new Hot Wheels. I've got one single car there and 4 5-car gift sets there. And I might actually show you the Lego plane that I got today, because that was on offer in Sainsbury's as well. Usually I don't... I have no idea what happened there. My brain was turning, my mouth didn't want to move. So we'll try that again. I'm just going to leave that in there for your amusement. Yeah, Sainsbury's seem to have a sale on toys at the minute. So they've got various Lego on sale, I've got Hot Wheels on sale. At least these 5-car sets. I don't think the singles are on sale. Anyway, there is some things that I want to talk about, because it's been one of those weeks this week, so we'll get that bit out of the way first, and then we can take a look at the diecast and whatnot. So, the observant amongst you will notice that instead of sitting in my office chair at my computer, where I usually am when I'm doing videos, here, especially when I'm looking at diecast and stuff, I'm standing. That's because I no longer have a office chair for the computer. I have, but it's the most uncomfortable piece of poop I think I've ever sat on. But it's all I've got at the minute. So, yeah, I think it was Wednesday. Yeah, it was Wednesday. I was just sitting at the PC like I normally am, in that horrible grey computer chair that I've had for years. So long, in fact, I actually can't remember when I got it. It was years ago. But it's done very well. And I got it second hand as well, so it has done very well, in fairness. But I got up to go to the bedroom. I can't remember what to go and get in the bedroom. But when I came back and sat on it, it bent. It bent forwards towards the desk. I've never had a chair do that. I don't know why it did that, but it obviously rendered it totally useless. So, the only other spare chair I had was this thing. This little folding chair. And yes, it is sitting on a tin. There is a reason for that. Because I found this chair several years ago as well. I would say at least 3, maybe 4 years ago. Around by some wheelie bins, or dumpsters for the Americans, literally just a stone's throw from here. There's like a few offices or something nearby that use them, and I've just got them stored on a little compound here. And it looked perfectly fine. When I looked it over, I couldn't see anything wrong with it, so I didn't see why it was thrown away. There's no rips on it or anything, as you saw. The frame looks okay. So I brought it home and I've just kept it folded up down the side of the fridge, so whenever I've had a friend or someone round that needed a seat or whatever, just grab that. And I've never sat on it until recently. And that's when I noticed that the bit you sit on is angled like that. So, hence why there's a tin under the front of it. The legs and everything look absolutely fine. They're not the issue. It's the actual bit you sit on. I think that's something's gone wrong with that. I'm not sure what though. So I think once I've acquired a replacement chair, that one's going to go in the bin as well. But I will actually no. I'm going to keep hold of that for the time being until I get a couple of replacements. But yeah, that's hard to sit on. It looks soft, it looks like it's padded. It's not. It really is. That might have been the other reason it was put in the bin, actually. That is a horrible thing to sit on. It's really killing my backside. But I am going to go and pick one up tomorrow. Just for £10. I just had a quick browse on Marketplace. He said when I was talking to him on Facebook that he had 4 of them, so I'm tempted to grab another one for a friend of mine because he really does need a replacement. So I might message him later and see if I can pick up 2. I mean, my friend's working away at the minute. He usually works, well, he got a job recently in a local care home, but they've got another one in a nearby village. So he's covering for some sick staff that was over there. So he's not here at the minute. Yeah, now, computer. Nothing major failed, it was just one of the Noctua fans had failed, the one in the top. Ironically, my friend's computer, the one I just mentioned, I had to change his top fan about a week ago because that also started to make a horrible noise when you turn the PC on. But after like 5 minutes of the PC on, it would go quiet as if nothing was wrong, and that's what mine was doing. Until today, when it didn't want to shut up at all. And after a couple of hours of listening to it, I thought, nope, I've got to do something with it. And I was, just for the time being, going to unplug it, but I had to take the side panel off to unplug it. And I thought, you know what, I might as well just pop the top off, because that just clips into place, and change the fan. So that's what I did. So that solved that problem. What else is broke this week? Well, a landline phone, I've actually replaced that. But yeah, that had this annoying habit of where it liked to cut out every once in a while. I'd be talking to my mum on loudspeaker like this, and it would just cut out and I'd have to repeat myself. Sometimes I'd hear it from her as well, my mum would cut out. I was in a charity shop when I was just walking around the charity shops this afternoon, and I found for £8, where are we? Those Panasonics. Got a pair of them. All in the box, got the instruction manual with them, not the original box, but all the cables were there, instruction manuals were there. Okay, so this one has fully charged, that's good. And it works great. His mum did call me late this afternoon. That one's charged up fully as well. I don't know how well the batteries in it are going to hold charge because they are the original Panasonic batteries in there. Rechargeable, of course. That does mean I can go and chuck one in the bedroom now. In fact, I'm going to turn this base off. That one that's on the desk. Let's see if that charge is going to go down quickly or not, because when I go to bed I can take that through and plug it in. Right. Now in the very near future, it's not a very good angle, is it? That's better. I'm going to be dog sitting for Mum. Her and stepdad are going to go and spend a few days up at the caravan. I'm not sure if they're going to, or if they've cancelled it or not, because they were going to go yesterday. They've cancelled that, so but they were going to move pitch. They want to go onto the same field my aunt is on, because there's a lot less kids running about in the summer on that field. So the weather's meant to be utter cruddy tomorrow as well, because Alice from Car Boot Sale has been cancelled. So yeah, I'm going to have to sort of like bounce back and forth from Mum's and here so I can feed the cats and the dogs and whatnot. And her little Jack Russell's not very well at the minute. She's got an inflamed intestine and stomach. Cost over £1,000 to find that out. Yeah, vet's bills are not cheap. But that's including, you know, like at least 2 consultation visits, some medications that she was given, because on the first visit, she was treating just in case she had a stomach ulcer. But we don't know why it's inflamed or what's caused it, so just got to keep an eye on things and hope it, you know, calms itself down, I suppose, and try and figure out what caused it in the first place. And apparently she was getting right on the vet's nerves because all she did was bark. Yep, if there was other dogs in wherever she was being held for the night, she had to have an intravenous drip put in for fluids. Then a scan yesterday morning because I had to sedate her for it because she wouldn't sit still. But yeah, if there's dogs around, she's going to bark. She does it all the time when my mum's neighbour's dog are out in the garden. Neighbour's dog barely barks, but she does. And anyone that owns a Jack Russell will know how yappy and loud they are. They've got one of those barks that just goes right through you. It doesn't matter how much you tell them to shut up, they don't shut up. They even tried one of those collars that put just a little electric shock in when they bark. I don't like stuff like that, but it worked for a little while, and then she got stubborn and just totally ignored it. It just shows you how little that electric shock was that she got from the collar. It didn't bother her, so they don't use it anymore. Yeah, wouldn't have been my first option, but didn't seem to do any harm to her. Just like when we play with electric games, you know, when you get a little buzz or something. You get those games where you like hold onto a handle and you've got to be quick on the button to answer the question, because if you're not, you get the shock. Anywho, I will be taking camera, my laptops obviously, I'll have take those over there so I can get on with a few things. There's some things in the workshop I want to get on with. There's a couple of bicycles I want to get serviced and whatnot. Put some lights on just in case I have to pedal round to the shop for Mum during this time of year. Now it's getting dark early. I could just hop on the moped, but it's only round the corner, so why waste petrol? It's different from a Mum because she's got mobility issues, so it makes sense for her to jump in the car. While we're on the subject of bicycles, I've acquired 2 women's bikes, women's mountain bikes, or step through. I've heard that phrase used quite a lot recently. The first one was abandoned on a main road in town. It sat there for nearly 2 weeks. Someone or some people at some point had tried to move it and didn't succeed, which I thought was a bit odd. And then when I went to retrieve it, I discovered why, because you couldn't push it. The rear derailleur mech that shifts your rear gears had come off the bike and got wedged in the back wheel. Both wheels were buckled, both tyres were flat, and it was so full of cobwebs it looked like that sat in a shed for about 10 years. There's a lot of cobwebs and leaves all over it. So I was like, yep, that's just definitely been dumped. I wouldn't be surprised if it was thrown on a skip and then someone couldn't be bothered with it. You know, they grabbed it off the skip or something, because I've known that to happen, and then people just dump it because they can't be bothered to walk it all the way home. And the other one I got given yesterday. A bit of a story behind that one as well. So for about 2 years it's actually been locked up round back and not touched. I'm not kidding. It belonged to an elderly resident here who had to go into a care home, unfortunately, because he was having trouble on his own, living on his own. His neighbour used to go in and do what he could to help. In fact, his neighbour used to use that very bike until he got the car. But once he got the car, I might have even sat there for 3 years, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, once he'd got the car, it just got locked up round back and left. And oddly, despite all that time it's sat out there in all the weathers, the brakes still work. Front one does stick when you pull it on. I haven't tried the gears, and the tyres are just flat from where it's been sat there for so long. But yeah, it's just trying to get rid of stuff out of the way and whatnot, and just came out yesterday morning when I was out by my bikes and just asked if I wanted it. He did give me a key. I couldn't get it in the lock though. I don't know if after all that time if it just rusted up and I couldn't get it in or what happened, so I just took a hacksaw to the lock and binned the lock. It's only a little old cable lock. That's why I don't like using them. It took me less than a minute with a hacksaw. I mean, it'd be even quicker if I had a battery angle grinder. But to be fair, to cut through them in less than a minute with just an ordinary hacksaw with a good blade in it, yeah, that's why I don't use them. Just imagine how quick a angle grinder would be. Just zip, you're gone. Is that it? That might be. No, it isn't. I've actually emptied the light bulbs out of the kitchen cabinets. I got bored the other day and I had some empty tubs kicking about, so I thought I might as well just empty them out of the cupboard, because it's going to have to be done at some point anyway. Whenever Flagship Housing are going to be here to replace the kitchen, I have no idea. I've still not heard anything. In fact, since all my measuring was finalised and whatnot, I've seen them complete only 2 flats across the road there. So they're taking their sweet time. I'm guessing we're all on a list and they're just going to work through the list. So, just waiting. But yeah, just thought I'd get a bit of a head start and get the light bulbs out of the way. There's still light bulbs in there. I only managed to get half of them out. I didn't realise I had that many. And I have also packed away the model railway. It will come back down in the future, but for now I had a bit of a clear up in there and just tucked it up out of the way. Well, one of the reasons for that is I've got a couple of bikes here now that I want to work on, and it's now too cold, wet and miserable. It's that time of year, so sit up here and do it. But the one I was giving yesterday really isn't going to need a great deal of work. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'd feel a bit cheeky if I went and sold it. I mean, I'd only put it up for 30 quid, but you know, I still feel a bit cheeky, but it's not like I need a woman's mountain bike. I wonder if the community shop would take it as a donation if I get it all cleaned up and working. Yeah, I might do that. See if I can drop them a message on Facebook to see if they'll take things like that. I have seen bikes there, but I'm just thinking storage. Yeah. Might as well make it be of good use. And the other one that's going to need new wheels and whatnot, possibly a derailleur mech if it's got bent and twisted from being in the wheel. I haven't looked, so I don't know. The frame is good, so my plan was just to chuck a couple of replacement wheels in there and pump the tyres up, make sure all the brake cables and gears and everything work, and I suppose I could donate that one as well. don't know any other local charities that would take them though, apart from the community shop. Is there anything else before I crack on with the cars? Oh, that shoulder. It's not just the shoulder, it's actually going down this part of my arm as well. That's why I think it's more nerve than anything else. And no, I'm not taking painkillers for it. It hasn't bugged me enough for that, not yet. It is getting close though. Right. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I wanted to talk about. So, let's have a look at some diecast. I'll get that one now. Where are the others? There they are. We'll start with the box I got the other day. Yesterday, actually. I thought today was Saturday. Even though I said what day it was at the start of the video. That's how good my short-term memory is. I say that sarcastically. Yeah, so someone in the UK Diecast Sales Facebook group who put a straight up sale. Some people do the auctions. There's a couple of admins that actually do some auctions once a week. Or one does it every sort of couple of weeks. And I do buy from both regularly. But this was from a different guy on there. Straight up sales, £1 each for these cars. I looked through. There was some that had already sold that I wanted, and I didn't want any of the others apart from these 5. So, grabbed my magnifier. I remembered where it was for a change. We have got a 1957 Ford Custom 300. Now, he actually put this up as a Hot Wheels, but I knew it wasn't because I could see from the wheels. It's a nice Ford. I'm sure I've got this in black and possibly in police car form. Next up, we have got one of the, I can't remember what the company is. Racing Champions. We've got Racing Champions, a Scooby-Doo truck with Shaggy on it. Now I know I've got one with Fred and I know I've got one with Scooby-Doo. I don't think I've got Velma or I forgot her name. I've actually totally forgotten how it's going to come to me later when I stop thinking about it. The ginger-haired, orange-haired girl, I can't remember her name. You know, whenever the team split up, she would go with Fred all the time. Daphne, that's it. I knew it would come to me eventually. This says Toyota pickup. And I've got this in a couple of other colours, but not pink. My other ones have got the little wing mirrors down here as well. That's why we used to call them wing mirrors. Now they're door mirrors, but that's why we used to call them wing mirrors. Because of course we called the front fenders wings. Which I have discovered dates back to like cars of like the 20s and whatnot. Could be before that, I can't remember. But basically where the front looked like that, like on the old Rolls Royces, they looked like wings. Apparently that's where the name came from. Right, now I've got Hot Wheels here, and I'm assuming this is a premium. I didn't realise that when I bought it, because obviously in a photo I can't see if they're rubber tyres or plastic. It just looks all the same to me in a photo. Yep, it's an 85 Ford Bronco with Elmer Fudd on the side. In sort of a camo green. And I was looking at this earlier and I can't decide if I like the old Broncos better or the old Chevy Blazers. Right, the last one is a majorette. And it just says camping car on the bottom of it. That's all it says, just camping car. No idea what it's based on. It was in nice condition though, that's why I bought it. And I don't know if I've got one of this design or not. Right, let's have a look at these new Hot Wheels. So Sainsbury's have these on offer at the moment. £8 they've dropped the price to. So we have Hot Wheels gases first. Got a nice truck at the bottom. I can't remember. I think that's a 55 Chevy. It's either 57 or a 55 Chevy. Looking at that, I think that's a 55. I can't remember what that is. It could be the Chevy wagon. Can't remember until I pull the box open and have a look at the bottom. I've got some sort of hot rod with a big exhaust that goes straight over the roof. Interesting design there. So that's the first one out of the 4. And then I decided to get the Batman set. I really was only interested in that bottom Batmobile and the police car. I'm not really fussed about the other 3. And then we've got Night Burners. And again, until I open them all, I'm not sure what they are. I think that's a Honda down the bottom there. Doesn't say up the side on them. These. Oh, it says it on the back. So the top one is an 87 Ford Sierra. Cosworth, that would make that the Mark II. So that's your Ford Sierra. I thought that was a Nissan, I just weren't sure what it is. That's a Nissan Maxima drift car. Then we've got a 2020 Toyota GR Supra, Dimachini Veloci, if I pronounce that correctly. Oh, it's a Subaru at the bottom. WRX STI. In a very fetching pink colour. Right. The 4th one is a Formula 1 set. I've got some of these in Lego version up on that shelf there. Although the colours are a little bit different, even though I've got the right teams up there. Like I've got McLaren up there, which is it in shot? It's not quite in shot. Bear with me 2 seconds. There's my McLaren. I've got the BWT. That does look the same actually, more or less. The Visa one. I thought I had a Lego version of that, but looking up here I haven't. I've got Williams. We've got Haas, if I've pronounced that correctly, H-A-A-S. It's not the same as the one I've got here though. That's sort of black, white and red, and this one's mostly black. And what was the other one? Oh yeah, the Kick, which is that one which, again, there's more black on this one. This one's got more green on it. There's a few differences. I'm not a Hot Wheels fan. A Formula 1 fan. I'm also a Hot Wheels fan because I bought them. My youngest brother is. He loves Formula 1 and whatnot. But for some reason I've just taken a liking to the cars. The Lego ones, because they're from the Speed Champions Lego theme, and I absolutely adore that theme. But I saw these and I thought, well, I recognised most of them because I got them up there in Lego form. Oh, these are 2024 F1. Ah! I think these ones are based on 2025, so that might be why the colours are different. That might be like a new livery for this year. I don't know if they change it that regularly. Like I said, I have no idea about Formula 1. I'm actually tempted to keep this one in the pack. Nah. Me, keep them in the packs? Well, actually, having said that, I have kept this one in the pack. My truck set here. Kept that one in the pack. But that one's much more collectible. Right. What have I got left? Oh yeah. The charity shop ones. So, first up, we've got this Matchbox Lang Lang, however you pronounce that, dumper truck. I've got it with this bit is purple, not metallic purple, but not a red one. And that was just £2. Now, as I was saying, the rest are all 176 scale, which is the scale for 00 gauge model railways. Now, they were all boxed, but I've actually got and opened up 4 of them, mainly because I'm a bit of a rebel, and I'd actually already tried this video once and forgot a few things, so I decided to redo it. So there's 3 EFE models and 3 Oxford Diecast models. So I'll do the EFE ones because the Oxford ones are over on the PC desk. So we have got the Furlong Brothers flatbed truck. It's an AEC something. I couldn't find a magnifying glass earlier, so I couldn't read it, and besides, the spare wheel was in the way. And in fact, I can't read that because of the paint and everything on it. Oh, it's a Mammoth. AEC Mammoth. It's a nice little truck. I've got something similar, but I don't know if it's an AEC. I think it's an EFE truck. They make some nice models. If you're wondering what EFE stands for, and I'd totally forgotten this until I found these, it's Exclusive First Editions. So we've got a AEC, a Westover, Windover rather. Should have put my reading glasses on. Sheffield United Tours. My reading glasses are on here as well, so I should have put those on. I'll probably leave that one and the other one in their boxes. So the other one, it's another bus. And that one is the Cavalier Coach Orange Luxury. It's a nice coach actually, I do like that one. I like that one more than the other one, but I thought, yeah, at £5 each I'll have both. Oh yeah. I've got 3 Oxford Diecasts over here. And we have got a little Auxiliary Fire Service fire truck, AFS for short. And I think, I'm pretty certain that's a Vauxhall Victor or something like that. It doesn't say on the base, it's got Oxford on it, I think. Let me just double check that. Yeah, Oxford Diecast vintage model. But I think it's a Victor, and I don't know what this is. It's like a van with a motorcycle wheel stuck on the front. Now, I have seen like videos of these and whatnot, but I've never seen one in real life. It was a nice little thing. But I have noticed that for some reason on this, the front wheel doesn't roll round. The back ones do. The front one doesn't. Don't know if it's supposed to. It doesn't actually look like it's supposed to, in fairness. And I don't want to force it because I don't want to break it. That wraps up the diecast, I think. No, can't see nothing else. Now, good old Sainsbury's this week. I've had a offer a few toys, including Lego. It's not just the Hot Wheels. And I saw this on the shelf, so I thought I'd get the medical plane. Didn't even know this was a set until I saw it. I might have to go and look on the Lego website and just refresh my memory. That was actually a very good build, in fairness. It's actually amazing how light it is. Don't think it'll fly very well. It's even got the wingtips on, like the real plane. Not really sure what they're for. They obviously serve a purpose, otherwise they wouldn't put them on there. But I'm not an aviation expert, so... Well, I'm not an F1 expert either, I know pretty much nothing. Same with planes. I know planes go down a runway, take off, fly in the air, and that's about it. And they land at the other end. Same with helicopters. But as far as my knowledge will stretch, I think. Well, that's not bad. About half an hour for this video. Yeah. Like I said, can't think of anything else to add. I've covered everything, I believe. I need to sort my backpack at some point. Ready to go over to Mum's. I've got to put some batteries in there. I need a pack of C batteries as well. There's a toy that belongs to my niece over at Mum's that needs some batteries in it. It's just a toy washing machine. I think it spins and makes all the necessary noises and things. But I haven't got any C cells in my battery drawer here. Got an LED light bulb. These things are getting everywhere around the flat. I don't know why I've got so many of them. That's an energizer. Yeah, alright then. I'm going to leave the video here. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. You know what to do. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. And of course, if you have a comment, a question, or whatever, leave it in the comment section down below the video. And of course, while you're down there, you might want to consider hitting the subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost you a penny to subscribe. Free, crappy entertainment. Don't know if I'd actually consider what I do as entertainment. Anyway, as always, thanks a lot for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye!